Welcome to another episode of Explained by AI. Imagine a world where you could scan your morning coffee and instantly see its journey from bean to cup, or verify the authenticity of that sparkling diamond on your finger with just your phone.
That's the power of blockchain and supply chains.
We're diving deep into how this revolutionary technology is transforming the way goods move around the globe, tackling age-old challenges like transparency, trust, and even sustainability.
Think about the everyday products you use. Where do they really come from? What happens to them along the way? Traditional supply chains are often shrouded in mystery, riddled with inefficiencies and a lack of visibility.
It's true, we often take for granted the intricate web of processes that bring products to our doorstep. But what are the real-world consequences of this opacity?
A major issue is counterfeiting. It's a massive global problem, costing businesses billions and putting consumers at risk.
Imagine buying medicine only to find out it's fake. That's a scary thought, right?
Right. And it's not just about individual products. This lack of transparency can have ripple effects throughout the entire supply chain, leading to delays, disputes, and ultimately higher costs for everyone.
Exactly. And then there's the issue of trust. Different players in the supply chain often have to rely on each other's word without a way to independently verify information.
It's like a game of telephone where the message gets distorted along the way.
And I imagine all the paperwork and outdated technology don't help either.
You're spot on.
It's like trying to navigate a maze with a blurry map and a broken compass.
Those manual processes are slow, error-prone, and create a breeding ground for inefficiencies. It's like trying to run a marathon with your legs tied together.
And let's not forget the growing concern about sustainability. Consumers are demanding more transparency about the ethical sourcing and environmental impact of the products they buy. But how can we ensure these claims are genuine when the supply chain is so opaque?
That's a critical point. Greenwashing is rampant these days, with companies making empty promises they can't back up. Blockchain has the potential to change that by providing a tamper-proof record of a product's journey.
So it's like a digital detective that can uncover the truth behind those sustainability claims.
Precisely. Blockchain is a decentralized digital ledger that records every transaction in a secure and transparent way. Think of it as a shared digital notebook where every step in a product's life, from raw material extraction to manufacturing to transportation, is documented permanently. And what's powerful is that everyone involved has a copy of this notebook, making manipulation near impossible.
So it's not just about recording information. It's about creating a system where everyone can verify that information independently.
Exactly.
Eliminated the need for blind trust.
It's like replacing that need for blind trust with a system everyone audits in real time. You as the consumer could theoretically check the same data Walmart is using, not just take their word for it.
That's incredibly empowering. It puts the power back into the hands of consumers and holds companies accountable for their actions.
Absolutely. It's a game changer for transparency and accountability.
So how does this translate into real-world efficiency? We've all experienced those frustrating delays and bottlenecks in the supply chain. How does blockchain address those issues?
Imagine a shipment of coffee beans arriving at a port. The traditional process involves mountains of paperwork, customs inspections, and multiple intermediaries, all adding time and cost to the equation. Blockchain streamlines this entire process.
So it's like replacing their old rusty ship with a sleek speedboat cutting through the red tape.
Exactly. With blockchain, smart contracts can automate many of these steps. Payments can be released automatically once shipments are verified. Goods can clear customs more efficiently, and the entire process becomes faster and more cost-effective.
That sounds incredibly efficient. But what about those sustainability concerns we talked about earlier? How does blockchain actually help verify those claims?
Let's go back to your morning coffee. Imagine scanning a QR code on the bag and instantly seeing the entire journey of those beans. From the farm they were grown on, to the ethical practices employed, to the carbon footprint of their transportation. That's the power of blockchain for sustainability.
It's like having a digital passport for each product, providing a complete and transparent history.
Exactly. This level of transparency allows consumers to make informed choices, supporting businesses that align with their values. It empowers them to vote with their wallets, so to speak.
This is all incredibly exciting. But are there any companies actually using blockchain in their supply chains right now? Or is this still a futuristic concept?
There are already several compelling examples of companies leveraging blockchain to transform their supply chains. Walmart, for instance, is using blockchain to track fresh produce from farm to store. In 2023, they traced contaminated lettuce back to a specific farm in under 2 seconds.
Think about the traditional system. That could take in weeks, more people getting sick. That's the impact we're talking about.
Exactly. And Walmart isn't alone. Maersk, a global shipping giant, is using blockchain to digitize paperwork and streamline customs processes, cutting down on time costs and errors. They're essentially optimizing logistics on a global scale.
So it's not just about niche applications. It's being adopted by major players across industries.
And then there's Everledger, a platform that uses blockchain to track the origin of diamonds, ensuring they are conflict-free and authentic. It's bringing much-needed transparency to an industry often shrouded in secrecy.
It's fascinating to see how blockchain is disrupting traditional industries, bringing transparency and accountability to areas that have long operated in the shadows. But I have a question. Who's in control of this blockchain thing? It can't just be one company calling all the shots, right?
That's a crucial point. For a blockchain to be truly effective and trustworthy, it needs to be decentralized. No single entity should have control over the entire network.
So how does that work in practice? Who are the players involved in this decentralized ecosystem?
Think of it as a network of interconnected nodes. Each node represents a participant in the supply chain. Suppliers, manufacturers, retailers. Even neutral third parties like universities or nonprofits can participate.
So it's a collaborative effort with checks and balances in place to prevent any single entity from exerting undue influence.
Exactly. Consensus mechanisms like proof of stake ensure that no single entity can manipulate the system. It's a truly democratic and distributed system.
This makes a lot of sense. Now, I'm curious about existing blockchains like Ethereum. Can companies use those for their supply chain solutions? Or do they have to build their own blockchain from scratch?
Companies can absolutely leverage existing public blockchains like Ethereum. They can build decentralized applications or dApps and smart contracts on top of this existing infrastructure without having to reinvent the wheel.
So it's like building a house on a solid foundation. You don't have to worry about laying the groundwork. You can focus on creating something innovative and unique on top of it.
Precisely. Ethereum provides a robust and secure foundation for building supply chain solutions. But of course, there are trade-offs to consider.
I imagine there's no such thing as a perfect solution. What are some of the challenges companies might encounter when using a public blockchain like Ethereum?
Cost can be a factor. Ethereum uses gas fees for every transaction, and these fees can fluctuate depending on network congestion, so it might not be the most cost-effective solution for every company.
That makes sense, especially for smaller businesses or those operating on tight margins.
Another challenge is scalability. Ethereum can only handle a limited number of transactions per second, which could be a bottleneck for large-scale supply chains that process thousands of transactions per minute.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. There are limitations to consider.
And then there's the issue of data sensitivity. While encryption is essential, some companies might be hesitant to put all their sensitive data on a public blockchain where it could be potentially visible to anyone.
That's understandable. Security and privacy are paramount when it comes to sensitive business information. So, are there alternative solutions for companies that need more control or privacy over their data?
Absolutely. Private blockchains or hybrid models that combine elements of both public and private blockchains are also options worth exploring. These solutions offer more control over who can participate in the network and what data they can access.
So it's a spectrum of options depending on the specific needs and concerns of each company.
Exactly. And as blockchain technology continues to evolve, we're likely to see even more innovative solutions emerge.
Okay, so we've talked about encryption. But is that really enough to protect sensitive data on a blockchain? Is it truly unbreakable, as some people claim?
While encryption is a fundamental security layer, it's not a silver bullet. It's like having a high security vault, but losing the key or having someone figure out the combination.
So there are vulnerabilities that need to be addressed.
One potential vulnerability is key management. If those encryption keys are lost or stolen, the data becomes vulnerable. It's crucial to have robust key management practices in place.
It's like having the strongest lock in the world, but leaving the key under the doormat.
And even with perfect key management, there's the issue of metadata. Even if the content of a transaction is encrypted, the metadata like timestamps or sender addresses might still be visible.
So someone could potentially piece together the puzzle using that metadata, even if they can't see the actual data.
That's right. And then there's the looming threat of quantum computing, which could potentially break current encryption standards in the future.
So relying solely on encryption might not be enough in the long run. We need to be thinking ahead and developing more advanced security measures.
Absolutely. That's why researchers are exploring techniques like zero-knowledge proofs, or ZKPs. These allow one party to prove something is true without revealing the actual data.
That sounds like something out of a spy movie. How does that work in practice?
Imagine a supplier proving that a product meets regulatory standards without disclosing the exact specifications. Or a bank verifying your identity without revealing your social security number. That's the power of ZKPs.
So it's all about proving authenticity without compromising privacy.
Precisely. It's a powerful tool for enhancing data security and privacy on blockchains.
This is incredibly fascinating. It seems like blockchain has the potential to revolutionize not just supply chains, but countless other industries as well.
I completely agree. We're witnessing the early stages of a technological revolution that will have far-reaching implications for businesses, governments, and individuals alike.
This deep dive has been truly enlightening. I feel like I have a much better grasp on the complexities and potential of blockchain technology.
It's been a pleasure exploring this topic with you. It's always exciting to see the spark of curiosity ignited by these transformative technologies.
Before we wrap up, I want to remind our listeners that we're only scratching the surface here. There's so much more to discover about blockchain and its applications. We'll be delving deeper into specific use cases and the broader implications of blockchain in our upcoming episodes.
We encourage everyone to continue exploring this fascinating field. The future of blockchain is bright and full of possibilities. We've explored how blockchain brings transparency and efficiency to supply chains, but its impact on sustainability is equally profound.
We touched on this earlier, but I'd love to delve deeper into how blockchain is transforming sustainability practices.
One of the biggest challenges in sustainability is verifying claims. Companies often tout their ethical sourcing or minimal environmental impact, but how can consumers be sure they're not just greenwashing?
It's like trying to decipher a cryptic message. Are these claims genuine or just clever marketing tactics?
Blockchain offers a solution by creating an immutable record of a product's entire journey. Every step from raw material extraction to manufacturing to transportation is meticulously documented and independently verified.
So it's like having a digital trail of breadcrumbs leading all the way back to the source.
Precisely. This level of transparency empowers consumers to make informed choices about the products they buy. They can see for themselves if a company's sustainability claims hold up.
Can you give us a concrete example of how this works in practice?
Let's take the fashion industry. A clothing brand can use blockchain to track the origin of their cotton, ensuring it's sourced from sustainable farms that adhere to fair labor practices.
So consumers can be confident that their clothes are ethically made and that the people who made them were treated fairly.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just the origin of materials. Blockchain can also track the environmental impact of each stage in the supply chain.
So we can see the carbon footprint of a product from the moment the raw materials are extracted to the time it arrives on our doorstep.
Precisely. This granular level of data allows companies to identify areas where they can reduce their environmental impact, and it provides consumers with valuable information to make sustainable choices.
It's like having a sustainability scorecard for each product, allowing consumers to compare and choose the most eco-friendly options.
This technology is shifting the power dynamic by giving consumers more control and holding companies accountable for their actions.
It's no longer enough for companies to simply make vague promises about sustainability. They have to back up their claims with verifiable data.
Absolutely. Blockchain is ushering in a new era of transparency and accountability, where sustainability claims can be scrutinized and trusted.
It's fascinating how a technology that emerged from the world of cryptocurrency is now driving such profound change in sustainability.
It speaks to the transformative power of blockchain and its ability to transcend industries and address some of the world's most pressing challenges.
Are there any specific platforms or initiatives that are leading the charge in this space?
Numerous organizations and projects are dedicated to harnessing the power of blockchain for sustainability. One notable example is the IBM Food Trust, which we mentioned earlier. They're using blockchain to track food from farm to table, ensuring safety, reducing waste, and promoting sustainable practices.
It's like creating a digital ecosystem where every stakeholder in the food supply chain can collaborate and share information seamlessly.
Another remarkable platform is Provenance. They use blockchain to track the journey of products like fish, coffee, and cocoa, empowering consumers to support ethical and sustainable businesses.
It's like giving each product a digital story, allowing consumers to connect with the people and places behind the products they buy.
The landscape of blockchain for sustainability is constantly evolving, with new initiatives emerging all the time. It's an exciting space to watch.
It fills me with optimism to see how technology can be a force for good, creating a more sustainable and equitable future.
I share your optimism. Blockchain has the potential to transform the way we produce, consume, and interact with the world around us.
It's a powerful reminder that innovation can drive positive change.
It's up to all of us to embrace these technologies and guide their development in a way that benefits humanity and the planet.
So as we've seen, blockchain is much more than just a technology for cryptocurrency. It's a powerful tool for building trust, enhancing transparency, and promoting sustainability.
It's a catalyst for transformation across industries, and its impact is only just beginning to be felt.
This deep dive has been truly eye-opening. I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective on the power and potential of blockchain.
It's been a pleasure sharing this journey of discovery with you. It's always rewarding to explore the frontiers of innovation.
Before we conclude, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question.
I'm intrigued. What's on your mind?
Could blockchain technology be the key to creating a more transparent, sustainable, and ethical global marketplace?
That's a profound question. It challenges us to envision a future where technology empowers us to build a better world.
A world where trust is ingrained in every transaction and sustainability is not just a buzzword, but a core value.
It's a vision worth striving for, and with the transformative power of blockchain, we might just get there.
This has been an insightful and inspiring conversation.
I couldn't agree more. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the world of blockchain.
We hope you've enjoyed this exploration, and we encourage you to continue learning about this groundbreaking technology.
And as always, we'd love to hear your thoughts. What are your hopes and concerns about the future of blockchain?
Share your insights in the comments below.
Now let's shift our focus to the broader implications of blockchain's decentralized nature. It challenges traditional power structures and empowers individuals in unprecedented ways.
That's an intriguing thought. How does decentralization shift the balance of power?
We've talked about companies like Walmart and Maersk, but imagine the impact of this technology on industries with even deeper trust issues. Let's take the diamond industry, for example.
It's an industry rife with concerns about conflict, diamonds, ethical sourcing, and price manipulation. How does blockchain address those challenges?
Platforms like Everledger are using blockchain to create a digital fingerprint for every diamond. They track each stone's journey from the mine to the retailer, providing consumers with irrefutable proof of origin and ethical sourcing.
So no more blood diamonds. Consumers can finally have peace of mind knowing that their purchase isn't contributing to conflict or human rights abuses.
Exactly. And it's not just about ethical considerations. Blockchain can also help combat fraud and price manipulation.
Imagine being able to verify the authenticity of a diamond with your phone instantly. That's a game changer for both consumers and reputable businesses.
It's like giving each diamond a digital identity, making it impossible to pass off a fake or inflate its value.
Precisely. This level of transparency protects consumers from scams and helps legitimate businesses build trust with their customers. It's incredible to see how blockchain is revolutionizing industries one by one. But as we delve deeper into this technology, I keep thinking about the bigger picture. What are the broader societal implications of this decentralized future?
It's a question that deserves careful consideration. Blockchain has the potential to disrupt not just industries, but also traditional power structures. As we move towards a more decentralized world, we need to think about how this shift will impact governance, finance, and even social interactions.
It's like we're standing at the edge of a new frontier where the rules are still being written and the possibilities seem endless. But with great power comes great responsibility, as they say.
We need to approach this technological revolution with a sense of caution and foresight, ensuring that blockchain is used for good and that its benefits are shared widely.
It's a call to action for all of us, to engage in this dialogue, to shape the future of blockchain in a way that aligns with our values and aspirations.
We believe that blockchain has the potential to create a more equitable, transparent, and accountable world, but it's up to us to make that vision a reality.
So let's continue to explore, learn, and collaborate. Let's harness the power of blockchain to build a future that we can all be proud of.
Do you have any topic that you would like to have explained? Drop it in the comments.